At my baby shower, my husband's phone lit up with a message from his ex. It read, "So excited to start our family, too." My hands shook as I showed him the screen. He stammered, "It's not what you think." His mother gasped, "She doesn't know yet?" The entire room went silent. Heart pounding, I demanded, "Know what?" Their answer made me collapse in shock. I never thought this would be my life. I've seen stories like this online and always thought, thank God that's not me. But I was wrong. So wrong. What happened to me was real, raw, and it destroyed the life I thought I had. But it also woke something up in me. A fire. A need for revenge that kept me going when I didn't even want to get out of bed. I'm 33. I live in Fort Worth, Texas. Been married to Nick for 3 years. He's 35, works in finance, always in dress shirts even on weekends, and always knew what to say to make me feel safe. Or so I thought. We met at a bar downtown. I'd just come out of a messy breakup. He made me laugh, bought me a drink, said all the right things. Within 6 months, we moved in together. A year later, we got married. Everyone said it was fast, but I felt like I finally got it right. We wanted a baby right away. Took us 2 years and 2 miscarriages to finally get pregnant. This baby meant everything to me. It was a girl. We named her Harper before she was even born. I poured my whole heart into preparing for her. I painted her nursery by hand. I made a baby registry that I obsessed over. I wrote letters to her in a little journal each week. Nick seemed just as excited. Or at least, he acted like he was. The baby shower was a big deal. My sister Monica threw it for me in our backyard. We had pink streamers, a cake shaped like a bottle, all the cheesy games. It was hot outside, but beautiful. Everyone I loved was there. My friends, my coworkers, Nick's family. Even Janice, Nick's mom, who I always found a little cold, but I kept things polite. We were halfway through gifts. I was opening a tiny pair of shoes someone gave us when Nick's phone lit up on the patio table. It was face up, and I just happened to glance at it. I wasn't snooping. The message said, "So excited to start our family, too," from someone named Cassandra. My stomach dropped. I stared at it, hoping I read it wrong. Cassandra. That name meant something. It was his ex. The one he never talked about much. The one he claimed ghosted him before he met me. I picked up the phone. The preview was still on the screen. So excited to start our family, too. I walked straight over to him, phone in hand. My heart was pounding so hard I could feel it in my throat. I held the phone up to his face. "What is this?" He looked like someone just pulled the floor out from under him. Face pale, eyes wide, mouth slightly open like he couldn't figure out what to say. "It's not what you think," he mumbled. That's when everything went quiet. You know how in movies, the music stops and all the background noise fades? That's exactly how it felt. Then Janice, his mother, put her hand over her mouth and said, not even quietly, "She doesn't know yet?" People around us stopped talking. Even the kids went quiet. I turned toward her slowly. "Know what?" She looked shocked. Like she thought this was already handled. "She's pregnant," she said. "Cassandra. She's pregnant with Nick's baby." Everything after that felt like slow motion. I didn't even feel myself drop to the ground. But I remember people rushing toward me, Monica trying to get me to sip water, my cousin grabbing Nick by the collar, Nick kneeling beside me saying things like, "I didn't know she was keeping it, and it was just one time." I couldn't breathe. I was 8 months pregnant with our daughter. And this man I loved, had gotten another woman pregnant. And his mother knew. And they were going to keep it from me. I didn't go home that night. I went to Monica's. She helped me to bed. I lay there with my hands on my belly and cried for hours. Cried until I couldn't anymore. The next morning, I didn't cry. I felt cold. Empty. And then the rage came. I wasn't going to fall apart for them. I wasn't going to let them live their little double life while I was raising Harper on my own. No. I was going to ruin the picture-perfect future they thought they could have. And it started with me quietly preparing. Nick didn't know what was coming. I stayed at Monica's for the next few days. Nick kept texting, kept calling. At first, it was all fake apologies. I made a mistake. I didn't mean for it to go this far. Then he tried pity. I miss you. Please come home. The baby needs both of us. By the fourth day, it turned into guilt. I'm still your husband. Don't punish me like this. I ignored every message. Meanwhile, I started building my plan. Monica and I went to a lawyer, her friend from college. I found out a lot of things that week. Like the fact that in Texas, cheating doesn't always affect custody or property, but it can if you play your cards right. Especially when there's another baby involved. I asked the lawyer straight up, can I get full custody? She said, if we play it right, yes. But you'll need proof. And you'll need to stay calm. So I stayed calm. Ice cold. I told Nick I wanted to talk, just the two of us, at the house. He agreed right away. When he came home, he looked like a broken man. Disheveled, stinking of guilt. I was sitting at the kitchen table. Calm. No yelling. No tears. He sat across from me. I'm so sorry. I know I hurt you. I never stopped loving you, I swear. I let him talk. I let him dig himself deeper. I didn't plan for Cassandra to keep it. It was just this one night, back in August, when we were fighting. I recorded every word on my phone in my hoodie pocket. That recording? Gold. Admitting he cheated. Admitting he knew about the baby and kept it from me. Admitting he lied. I sent the file to my lawyer. Then I played a different game. I told Nick I wanted to work through it, that I needed time, that I'd come home soon. He believed me. He let his guard down. Over the next few weeks, I gathered everything. Copies of financial documents. Photos of texts. I even got screenshots of Cassandra tagging him in dumb little future daddy memes on Facebook. I had Monica reach out to one of Cassandra's friends, pretending to be a client looking to hire her for photography. Cassandra takes maternity photos, go figure. The friend spilled everything. Cassandra thought she won. She thought Nick was going to leave me and they were going to be a family. She was already calling herself his real partner. I saved all of it. Then I went to war. I filed for divorce. Filed for full custody. Filed a restraining order when I found out Cassandra had driven by Monica's house while I was there. Nick was blindsided. He called me screaming. Called me names. Called me heartless. I told him, heartless? You got another woman pregnant while I was carrying your daughter. You lied to me in front of my whole family. You want to see heartless? Watch me. And I meant it. But things didn't stop there. Cassandra started posting online, talking about his bitter ex trying to keep him from his son. She even posted a picture of Nick holding her belly. My lawyer said it helped our case, proved he was already playing family elsewhere. I blocked them both, but people kept sending me the screenshots. It hurt, every time, but it also fueled me. Then Janice, his mother, showed up at my OB appointment. She had the nerve to ask me to forgive Nick. Said that both babies deserved to grow up with their father. I looked her in the eye and said, you kept this from me. You smiled in my face while I opened gifts for a child he was cheating on. You don't get to speak on what my daughter deserves. She started crying. I walked out. After that, I cut off everyone on Nick's side of the family. I blocked them all. Things got even messier in court. Nick fought me for joint custody, saying he wanted to do the right thing. His lawyer tried to paint me as hormonal, emotional, unstable. But I had everything. The texts, the photos, the voice recording. The judge wasn't moved by his "I'm trying to fix my family" act. I got primary custody. Nick got supervised visits. Cassandra wasn't allowed to be there during them, not until the judge approved it. That part? I made sure happened. But even that wasn't enough. I wanted more. I wanted them both to feel what I felt the moment I saw that text at the shower. So I made one more move. 2 weeks after the custody decision, I got a letter in the mail from Nick's lawyer. He was trying to amend the order to allow Cassandra around our daughter during visits. Claimed it was inevitable since they were building a home together. I laughed out loud when I read it. A home? That's when I decided to check into something I hadn't thought about before, where exactly they were living. I had assumed Cassandra had her own place, but a quick records search showed something else. Nick was using our old savings account, yes, the one we built together, to help pay for Cassandra's new apartment. I saw the withdrawals. Steady, regular, for months. And the name on the lease? Nick Evans and Cassandra Blair. He moved in with her while I was 8 months pregnant. That wasn't just betrayal. That was financial fraud, especially since the account was technically still jointly owned. And since we were still married when he started using it for her. I brought this to my lawyer. She lit up like a Christmas tree. This meant we could reopen settlement discussions. Go after his share of the house. Freeze what remained in that account. And maybe, if we pushed hard enough, go after restitution. But I wasn't done. I remembered something Cassandra's friend said during that fake photography client call. She mentioned that Cassandra had a business Instagram page where she documented everything, clients, her own maternity journey, family updates. So I looked it up. There it was. A gold mine. Photos of her and Nick at sonograms. Captions like, "My little man is so lucky to have a daddy like Nick," and "Can't wait for our baby to meet his big sister someday." She even posted a photo of my daughter's nursery from when Nick still lived with me. The same pink room I painted by hand. Dream Nursery Inspo, she called it. No credit, no mention of me. I lost it. I had Monica help me collect everything. Screenshots. Timestamps. Post captions. We printed them. Highlighted key phrases. Turned it all over to my lawyer. We submitted it to the court under a petition to block Cassandra permanently from any involvement with my daughter. The judge took it seriously, because Cassandra wasn't just some new partner. She was publicly disrespecting the mother of Nick's other child, using my photos, my life, my space. And she had no legal tie to my daughter. The judge ordered an emergency hearing. At that hearing, Cassandra showed up with Nick. She wore white. Like she was going to a damn wedding. Nick kept looking at me like I was crazy, like I was ruining everything. But when the judge asked if Cassandra had ever posted content related to my child or my home, I handed over the file. He went through it page by page. By the end, Cassandra's face was red, and Nick kept fidgeting like a kid in the principal's office. The judge ordered that Cassandra was to have no contact with my daughter, direct or indirect. No social media, no visits, not even background appearances in photos. She lost it. Right there in court. Yelled something about crazy jealous ex-wives and stormed out. Nick stayed quiet. After court, Monica and I went out for lunch. I remember sitting there, sipping sweet tea, looking out the window, thinking, I'm not done yet. Because there was still one more piece to this. Nick's job. He worked for a mid-size investment firm in Dallas. Very buttoned up. Very strict about public image. And Cassandra's social media? It had a lot of personal posts, but it also had pictures of Nick at work events. Ones he wasn't supposed to attend with non-employees. She tagged the company. Shared private info. Even posted a client appreciation party photo that wasn't meant for the public. So I sent an anonymous tip to their compliance department. Included the screenshots. And a link to her profile. 3 days later, Nick was put on leave. 2 weeks after that, he was let go. Violated their media policy. That's when the calls started again. This time, he was angry. Broke. Panicked. You ruined my life. I answered only once. Said, no, Nick. You ruined mine. I just made sure you got what you gave. But even then, it wasn't the end. Because Cassandra? She wasn't done yet either. Cassandra was spiraling, and I could tell. After Nick got fired, she started blowing up his Facebook with cryptic posts, quotes about loyalty, betrayal, and men who choose weak women. Then she started messaging people we both knew, even Monica, trying to spin her version. She said I set them up, that I tricked Nick into staying when he wanted to leave, that I was trying to destroy a good father. I ignored her until she crossed a line. I got a call from the daycare I had lined up for Harper, the one with the long waitlist I'd been on since I was 12 weeks pregnant. The director sounded nervous. "Ma'am, we just wanted to confirm. Did you authorize a second guardian for your daughter? Someone named Cassandra." I swear my blood went cold. "No," I said, sharp. "Absolutely not. Do not let her near my daughter." Turned out Cassandra had tried to add herself to Harper's file. Said she was the stepmother. Claimed Nick gave permission. That was it. I called my lawyer and filed for an emergency protection order against her, not just for me, but for Harper. This wasn't about jealousy anymore. This was about safety. About obsession. The court moved fast. Cassandra was served 2 days later. I don't know what happened between her and Nick after that, but the fallout was fast. Nick sent me an email, just one. Subject line, "You win." All it said was, "I lost my job, my son, my home. You poisoned everything." I didn't reply, but I did sit with it for a long time. Did I poison it? Maybe, but I didn't lie. I didn't cheat. I didn't make 2 women pregnant at the same time and try to keep it secret. I didn't sit at someone's baby shower and pretend nothing was wrong. He did that. And Cassandra? She tried to rewrite the story. Tried to become the victim. Tried to take what was mine, my daughter, my home, my peace. But in the end, they were the ones who broke themselves. I gave birth to Harper on a rainy Tuesday morning. Monica was in the room. I held my baby girl close and whispered, "You are safe. You are mine." Nick didn't show up. I didn't put his name on the birth certificate. I gave Harper my last name. Later, I found out Nick moved out of Cassandra's apartment 2 months after Harper was born. She posted some messy video crying about betrayal. Said she wasted her best years. She ended up moving to Florida to live with her cousin. Last I heard, she was trying to start a mommy blog. It flopped. Nick? I heard he got a new job at a smaller firm, but his name was mud in finance circles around here. No one wanted to hire someone who couldn't keep his house or his secrets in order. He sees Harper once a month now. Supervised. Quiet. No Cassandra. No drama. I make him stick to a schedule, and if he slips up, he loses the time. I never stopped loving the idea of the family I thought I had. But I learned something through all this. I can't protect my daughter from heartbreak forever, but I can show her what strength looks like. Revenge didn't fix everything, but it gave me my power back. And I'll never let anyone take that from me again. Harper just turned 3 last week. She has her daddy's eyes, something that still stings sometimes, but she also has my fire. That little girl doesn't take crap from anybody. She'll tell you straight if you hurt her feelings, or if your snack doesn't measure up. And when she laughs, God, that laugh reminds me what I fought for. I've built a life that's small but solid. We moved into a new place, just me and her. It's not big, but it's ours. I work from home doing freelance design, and I get to pick her up from daycare every day. She runs to me, throws her arms around my legs, and for those few seconds, the whole world feels right. Nick still gets his court-ordered visits once a month. He comes alone, quiet, always a little stiff. He's not a terrible father, I'll give him that much, but he's no hero either. He brings little gifts sometimes, books mostly. I think he's trying to keep his distance while also keeping the title of dad. I let him. For now. He tried to change the custody agreement 6 months ago, said he wanted unsupervised visits. Claimed he had changed, but the court didn't buy it. Not after the history. Not with Cassandra's name still floating in the background, no matter how far she moved. Speaking of her, she tried to reach out again. This time through a fake Instagram account. Sent me a DM pretending to be a supportive mom who just wanted to connect. I knew it was her in 2 messages. She slipped up and mentioned something too personal, something only Cassandra would know. I blocked the account, took screenshots, and handed them to my lawyer just in case. It's quiet again, for now. But here's the part one didn't expect. The part that caught me off guard. Last month, I ran into one of Nick's old coworkers at the grocery store. She looked surprised to see me, said she heard everything that happened, how I took him down. But then she said something that stuck with me. She said, we all knew he wasn't built for real life. Always needed someone to clean up his messes. Guess he finally ran out of people willing to do that. I smiled, nodded, but I kept thinking about it. Because I used to be that person. I used to fix everything. Hide the cracks. Keep the peace. Not anymore. Now, I don't fix what breaks me. I walk away and rebuild something better. This story doesn't end with fireworks. It doesn't end with Nick in jail or Cassandra homeless. Real life isn't that neat. But I got my revenge. Not with fire and fury, but with something better. I took their lies, their secrets, their plans, and I burned them down with truth. With proof. With patience. And now? I'm raising a daughter who will never have to watch her mother beg for respect. Who will never see her mom settle for crumbs and call it a feast. That's the real revenge. And I live it every damn day.